Well, hello there, and welcome to another exciting edition of Sister Sister on your favorite station, 97.3 City FM, and of course, City TV. My name is Jessica, and we're really excited to come your way once again. I'm here with my sisters. I'll introduce them shortly. But remember, the show is about relationships. The good, the bad, the ugly. If you have any comments you'd like to make, there are various ways that you can be part of the show. Or maybe if you have a question for us, something's going on in your relationship you want a second opinion on, this is the platform for that. And we appreciate all the messages we receive daily. All right, so here's how you can reach us. On WhatsApp, 054-998-6996. Via email at jessica@cityfmonline.com, or like our Facebook page, search for Sister Sister Live, and you should be good to go. Welcome to the show. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back, Sister Sister, tonight with the ladies. Everyone looking really colorful, I must say. Welcome, sisters. Tina, good to see you. What's going on?
I miss you.
I miss you too, actually.
I miss you.
Good to have you back.
Thank you. And how are you?
I'm okay. I'm good.
You're holding the fort down.
Oh, I have no choice, actually.
Well,
you leave me with no choice, you see. That's what family does.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I will relieve you of your burden soon.
Good to see you. And of course, there's Olivia. What's going on, girlfriend?
I'm good.
Yeah. What's new? What's exciting?
Yeah. My best friend got married.
Okay. Is there something we're missing?
It found its way here.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm excited. And I had my wisdom tooth taken out.
Oh.
It was so bad, but yeah.
Don't you feel relieved though?
So does it mean you have less wisdom now? I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
If we were to have that conversation,
yeah,
I probably
down.
have no wisdom. I don't have wisdom teeth.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, they're impacted. Yeah, they never came out.
Oh, wow.
I've got one down, one more to go.
Lucky you.
Because they're going in the opposite direction.
Oops.
I know, yeah. So
Shall I go
wish
be?
me luck next
Yeah.
time. But yeah.
Wisdom is all
feeling
over the
mine.
place.
Go ahead.
Rosie, what's going on?
I'm good.
How
I'm good.
are the babies?
We are fine.
They're
We are
fine.
surviving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
I
thing.
read some mommy diary.
Oh yeah, I live for her status as
Yeah.
well.
Right now, Charlie.
Dante
say something else.
Dante looked in her purse, took out money and said, buy me biscuits.
That's all. The boss
It
has
is
spoken.
Well. It is well.
Anyway, good to see you, ladies.
Good to see you too.
Let's go right into action, shall we? All right. So message here says, "Hi Jess, I moved in with my father and stepbrother after my mom passed away some years ago. My stepbrother wasn't really nice to me, but we're okay, and I tried my best to be nice so we could just live in peace. I was 9 years and he was 17. At the age of 13, my father also passed away, and I had no option than to live with my stepbrother. He became both mom and dad to me, so I told him when I had my first menstruation, etc., etc. Our relationship was not that great, but he always provided my basic needs and everything. At the age of 14, he started using sex to punish me whenever I did something wrong. He was 22 then, and he will let me be on my knees for hours and spank and kick me before he will have sex with me. It stopped when I went to SHS, but would continue whenever I came home. I mustered courage when I was 17 and told one of his friends about what had been going on, but he didn't believe me and actually told my brother about it, and it became worse. I'm 19 years now and level 200, and my brother is married with a child, but he still has sex with me. I don't know how to come out of this situation or who to tell. He has told me he'll stop paying my fees if I tell a single soul about it again. I feel disgusted and dirty every time I look at myself in a mirror. I feel the only way I can be free from him is to die. I really hurt so bad, I don't know what to do. Sisters, please help." Heavy way to start.
Too heavy for me to start.
Okay. Olivia, would you want to go first?
No, I'll pass to Rose.
Why me? I can't wrap my head around it.
It's crazy.
Just okay.
Okay. I would say something about.
Sorry.
I always say that sometimes when you're in a particular situation, it's very difficult to think of the consequences, or maybe I don't know how to articulate myself. The thing is too much. As in, if you are bold enough to take a step or a leap of faith and cross a particular boundary or barrier, you don't know the other side, or you are not certain of what will happen on the other side, and that's always like the scary part for you, like the uncertainty when you are in a situation. If you do the right thing, keeps you from doing the right thing. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. If you're not sure of
if you're not sure of the
reaction,
unknown,
yeah, you
and,
would just
and so
keep it to
what
yourself.
am I going to do? If he stops paying my school fees, what do I do? Who do I have? Where do I go? What do I eat? All these questions now keep you from doing the right thing, and it doesn't let you muster the courage enough to move from your situation, your current situation. And for me, that's where she finds herself. I'm not even going to talk about the disgust and all the things that this wicked brother has done to her, because if I'm going to start on it, I'm just going to get emotional. And so this is what I want to say to you, lady. It is always best to take a leap of faith. If you actually say to yourself that I am going to do the right thing by coming out, telling someone, and the someone is not your brother's friend. This is beyond civilization. This is beyond covering up and talking to friends and family. The family cry, you don't even know whether you have some. You don't have. This is all the family you have. So move, get somebody who is either a professional. I don't know whether you have the courage enough to go to a police. If you go to church, talk to somebody, a pastor, somebody who is in a responsible situation, who can actually take you out of the situation. Because the more you speak to people who are related to your brother, you will remain there, because they will go back and tell your brother. Your brother would now, even if it's his wife, because I'm not sure his wife will tolerate that nonsense. So I think that you should take a leap of faith, talk to somebody in authority, either the police, your church person, a responsible person out there, even your lecturer at school. Somebody. I know it's shameful, you feel disgusted and everything, but listen, it's better you say it now than live with it, because it can affect your relationship, even future relations, whether marriage, whatever. I mean, this will put you in a bad place. So please, report to somebody now. And that's all I can say about that.
To add to what Tina said, I think we need to look at the problem, I don't know, from the back, or how do I even put it? The main reason why she's succumbing to that idiot, excuse my French, is because...
He is an idiot.
Yes, he is an idiot. It's because she needs support, financial support. She needs to go to school. She needs a roof over her head. Because without these two things, she doesn't know how she's going to survive. So the question is, who out there can help with these two things? Is there somebody she can reach out to besides her brother? Because without that other person, she's going to be in this situation perpetually. once she's able to solve these two main issues, financial issues regarding her education, her living, and somewhere to live, I don't see her moving forward. Sorry. Is there anybody else that you can reach out to, just like Tina was saying? Anybody else out of your family circle, out of your brother's circle, somebody in church? Is there any place else that you go to? Are you active in church? Do you have support in school? Your friends, their moms, their dads, like, is there a best friend? Do you have a best friend who has your well-being in heart or at heart? Is there somebody that you can reach out to? If there's somebody that you can reach out to, that you can confide in, let them know that because of this particular problem, you can't move on and you need help. You really need help, because you need help, and you need help as soon as possible. Because once you're able to solve those two main issues, you can literally, you have support, you have financial grounding, you can literally walk the police over to the house to have this man arrested, because then you don't even need his wife's support. Like, who cares what his wife thinks? I wish you had some evidence as well. Yeah. If I were you, I would gather some evidence.
Very important.
Every time he decides to molest me, have a phone somewhere, have some kind of recording that you can use up against him. And the earlier you do, the better.
Yeah. You okay, Rosie?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not okay, but yeah, I'm okay for that. I'm all for the evidence. Get some form of evidence, even if it's a conversation with him, telling him how much you don't want this and you've been doing this since you were 9 years old, so that he can be prosecuted for defiling a child. Because now she's 19, so technically she's an adult. If she reports it now, they could say that, oh, but it just happened, it just started, you're an adult, you knew what you were doing. But there should be some form of evidence to show that it's been happening since she was 9 years old, at a point where she couldn't really decipher what was right, what was wrong. She was actually compelled to doing it, because at that time, she didn't have a choice.
Right.
You understand? So now that she's lived with this for 10 years, he should be punished for what he did since he was 9 years old. But aside all of this, talking to people and the organizations in Ghana that deal with things like this, sometimes, this talking to church people, talking to auntie, uncle, sometimes they aggravate the problem, because, yes, they know it's wrong. They won't condone it. They will go, they'll come, so we are speaking, we'll speak to him. It's not good. And it's of the devil, but they'll leave you to still deal with him in the house. Whatever happens, you need to get out of the house. That's number one. And going to your auntie's place, your uncle's place, your friend's mother's place. Look, sometimes when you go through things like this, and even your friend tells her mother or her father that, oh, this was happening, instead of them helping you, like, hey, or 2 million in Yada, it means even at level 200, she's been having sex since she was 9 years old. Yes, I sympathize with her, but she'll probably be a bad influence on you. So I think that the best place to go is an NGO or some form of organization that is mandated to deal with issues like this, period. Because when you get to an organization like that, one, they're going to deal with her psychological whatever. If she has to be rebuilt up there, if she has to be dealt with for her to know that she's okay, she's not dirty, because she's 76 in the mirror, she feels she's dirty. So somebody needs to psychologically re-engineer her for her to know that, okay, she can still be who she wants to be. She's still valuable. She's still this, she's still that. And I don't think all those people dotted around will do it. You should go straight to an organization that can do this, but mentally she should prepare herself for leaving the house. The boy looks after her, or that idiot looks after her. If she can save some money, start saving something small. Start thinking out of the box, what to do with yourself. Level 200, at least you have a few skills to try and start to do something on your own. Try and start thinking about being independent, so you don't have to depend on anybody when you move out. You understand? So start thinking along those lines, but you do need to get out. But before you get out, get some evidence. So if you need to prosecute, you can do that.
Yeah, I like what you said. Tina, you should be telling her.
I was going to say.
Yeah, Tina has a story. The story of her life. She can, level 200, she can do it.
I was going to say,
not same, but.
I was going to say that at level 100, I was selling water to take care of myself through school. Till level 200, when my auntie actually started paying my fees itself. But then I sold everything I could find. I sold water, and the sachet water business was now booming at the time. So I knew this person who actually said, okay, mobile water at that time. I went to collect 100 bags. I distributed to the hostels in Central University, did all sorts of, buying, selling, credit card. And that is what actually paid my way through first year. So for me, I would say to you that, listen, you are not a small girl. At 22, we're near fee. So you should be able to, start from somewhere.
19.
She's 19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah. Oh,
At least.
yeah.
You can start from
Around that time. So you should be able to do something with your life. I was also going to suggest that if we could we should get these NGOs, if you're listening to us, maybe you could reach out, then we can put your numbers out there and your names out there for people who don't know where to go to. Because I'm blank as to which organization will be well suited for something like that. So if you can reach out to us, and then we can put you out there, and then people will know where to go to. It could be useful as well, So
It's a really sad situation, and I can only imagine how she feels. She feels violated, young, helpless. But by sitting in that situation, things are just going to remain the same, and I think that's what we're all trying to say. So definitely gather evidence. Definitely try and put some money aside to start a business. And I mean, I know Tina's story. We go back. So when Rosina was talking, I just thought about what Tina told me a couple of years ago when she told me how she looked at herself. I mean, you look at her on TV now and you think all is fine and dandy, but she has a really good story. Well, maybe one day on the show you'll come and share the details of that story. But certainly you can start from somewhere. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be even selling telephone credits.
Credit,
just little bits and pieces, and you can begin to be independent, okay, and not financially depend on this man who's ruined your life. So we wish you the best of luck, and do keep us posted on how that goes. We really want to know. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. We'll continue with your messages. Remember, our WhatsApp number is 054-998-6996. Next message here says, sisters, please help me out with your thoughts on this matter. When it comes to bride price, is it okay or appropriate for a woman's family to ask the man to pay, and I quote, an appreciable amount befitting of a wife instead of coming out clear with a specific amount for their daughter? I ask because it's becoming the order of the day, because some families don't want the man to think that they're sort of selling their daughter off. What if the man gives something little which isn't befitting? And how much money is too much? I'd love to hear your wise thoughts as always. Rosina, you want to start?
I think Olivia.
No.
This is Olivia's baby.
Oh, goodness. For me, personally, I'd appreciate it if the families on the list said that, for your daughter's hand in marriage, among the list of things, this is how much they're getting. It saves the young man a lot of stress and a lot of trouble. Yes, so it's all, for me, I think it's all dependent on the woman's family, what price they want to put on their child. So yes, some families don't want it to look as though they don't want it to look as though they're selling their daughters for cheap. So don't sell her for cheap, and don't sell her too expensive then. Figure it out. Because a lot of young men, like right now, they have to go find money, sort the list out. They're buying all sorts of things. Some families are very ununderstanding. They give all crazy things for the list and stuff. Yes, we know it's your daughter. We know she's precious and everything, but really add a human touch to it. There's always life after marriage. There's always life after engagement. So yes, yeah. For me, I would speak to the girl, have that conversation with her and say, hey, sweetheart, so how much do you think? That is, if the parents still don't want to give me an exact figure, I would go to the girl and ask her, hey, babe, so how much do you really think? Because right now it's getting, this is really serious. I need to honor you. So meet me halfway. And
Maybe
if
she can even go ask family on your behalf.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then at least you know what you're doing, you know where you're getting it, what you're getting into.
Okay. Is it a normal practice though that families don't give a
So
figure?
I was going to say that recently, like a lot of discussions have come up on how families are taking advantage of young men trying to get married and, you know, just taking all their money and everything. There's been a lot of debate on whether or not 1,000 cedis is too much, 2,000 cedis. Some people 20,000. Like all sorts of hideous figures come out when you hear of bride price and even how much to give to the father, mother, and all the, what do you call it, the brothers for their kontasikari and everything. So for me, I think some of the families or modern families or people who don't want to dwell too much on the tradition are trying to now, you know, say that, listen, we don't want to sell our daughter to you. We don't want to do this. We are trying to be reasonable. But in the end, the way Olivia is saying, the lady will definitely go and ask what a good price is. And they still get their intentions across. It's still... So they would now say to the girl that, oh, 5,000 is okay. Anything less than 5,000 is some way, but maybe 20,000 too is too much. So they still get their, what is in their mind out to their daughter. So you will still get to know, okay? But the daughter would also now... because I remember for my sister, when they wrote the bride price for her, she came back to say to the family that, Charlie, Ade, it's too
really?
much. Yeah.
Wow.
So she said that, listen, we'll give you this much. If you won't collect, don't worry. I'm collecting it. And that's what... And,
Wow.
and so, you see... when the family is flexible, when they put something out there like that, the daughter is able to go back and let you know the strength of her husband to be, so that you don't also, you know, impose too much on them. And also, families have realized that their daughters are not getting married. So now they how they can bend the rules to favor their daughters also matter. So I think that's as a result of what has brought about all these bring whatever you have. But what will I say a good amount is? I think it depends on the family, and it depends on the type of people who are coming together. If I'm not looking down on any professional, but let's say a carpenter is getting married to a hairdresser, and the two of them are from humble families, and it's not much. Their salaries are meager, let's say, quote and unquote. You cannot write on there that bring 1,000 cedis for dowry and then give a whole long list from here to there. But let's say a chief of some place, two royal families are coming together, where gold is in abundance, where things are in abundance. Their level of measurement of money is not the same as the person who is down. So I'm just trying to say that it depends on the type of family, the level of income, the level of it depends
social
on
status, everything,
social status as well. So let's just be... I think I like the approach of, you know what, it's open. So this essentially means it's open for discussion.
But that's also a trap, you know.
Yeah, so that's
But yeah,
it. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
open for discussion.
where the dilemma
so,
is.
Yeah.
Rosina.
I think the essence of bride price is a symbolic thing. It's just because, okay, the parents technically have taken care of the child for so long, and you come to marry the lady off to your family, because technically it's the men who marry the woman off to their families. So just be a little token that, okay, we appreciate what you've done, da 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 da. I think that's the essence of the bride price, because somebody has suffered for it and you are coming to take it. So compensation for come to pick up a finished product. You understand? That's the whole essence of bride price. Now, it's not like you are selling your daughter off. Now, the thing is that when it comes to what the bride price should be, the danger in leaving it to the girl's family alone to decide is that some of the family members who decide some of these things may not necessarily know the girl's pocket, may not even know the girl. They are just some aunties somewhere that when it comes to weddings and engagements, they come to sit in and come and do the whole wahala.
Exactly.
They don't know the pocket, and sometimes some people place too much monetary value on the man coming. It's like, hey, Bemano, or your banker, banker for where? Look, he's paying loans. He's been paying loans every month. Trust me. For where? Hey, or your way, or your manager. Then manager.
Of your butcher.
Then manager. Do you know what job he's doing? Whether he's cleaning toilet or sweeping, or whether he's there watching or his bed watching, you don't know. You don't know what he's doing as a profession. Oh, you're manager. I don't know if you're brochery. So the thing is that the families tend to overvalue because they don't want to. And you see, there's a part of the lady's family that don't want to show to the extended family that the man coming in is work in progress or he's no quick be a boy. They want to big him up, like he has gone to bring, like his Sika. So at the end of it, they slap this gentleman with huge sums of money. Now, when they tell you that, oh, whatever you think is befitting, I think it leaves room for the man and then the lady who are getting married to decide. Because normally, if it's a girlfriend, they want to take all the monies. But the moment the lady knows that we are stepping into marriage, she is looking at how much you can preserve your monies for the future of the home. So she's not going to mention anything outrageous, unless, of course, she's not mature up there. She's not going to mention anything outrageous.
It's the same pot of money.
It's the same pot of money that you're going to use. So why use so much for the ceremony and at the end of it, it goes nowhere? My bride price was not stated. They just said, oh, bride price, da. So he asked me, oh, how much? I said, oh, they pay 1,000 be. He says, oh, $2. And I said, Hey. So mine was, but the long I took my own bride price and took myself. Anyway, do you understand? So it's like I decided how much you should put inside, and he put that inside. You see, the whole thing is that let's not complicate issues. Yeah. If they leave it to you, the man, it's no pressure. Unless, of course, you don't know the girl you are marrying, the girl doesn't know your finances, you also don't know the girl. Once you know each other's finances, you know that, Charlie, this is just a ceremony or a necessary thing that has to be done to validate our union. But it's not something to break your neck, your leg, everything over, just to create an impression, and then after that, you're at home, and then you can't buy food, you can't buy diapers, you can't buy, and you're complaining. So I think that it's okay when they leave it open. I have a problem when the women state the women's families, because most of the time it's on the women, and I've had situations where they are so bent on even in these days, they don't even check the list anymore.
I was going to say that
before when they present the list, they have the list. So
there's an old woman.
So there's an old woman in the family who will go with the things in the background and check,
and then come back.
And then they'll come back and tell you that it's left with the scarf. Yes. Wow. And if it's left with the scarf, if you want the ceremony to go, you have to pay for it. But in recent times, once the thing is taken inside, that's it. But they still do the ceremony. Like somebody will go and sit inside for 5 minutes, come out and say, they've checked, everything is in order. So the ceremony will go on. So this whole thing about the whole list strictly adhering to it, Charlie, because seriously, all the things they bring to the wedding, how many of it do we really use?
True.
The cloth, the amonsins, the coal pots, the stools. How many of it do you really use?
They still do amonsin.
They do.
Some people do because it's traditional. Because some families are very traditional. Like this is the traditional list that your grandfather got, your great-great-grandfather, so till date. Sewing machine.
I'm sure they will improvise it to pad.
They even have mortar and pestle in some cases. Charlie, it's just so like my whole thing is that when it comes to marriage, technically it's between the man and the woman. Whatever you do for it to be comfortable, do.
But I also think that the lady should be also helpful and then help the men out when the men are asking really how much do you think. If that is when it comes to the negotiating bit. Don't say that,
that we have
anything.
Stated.
But we have said that.
We have said that.
Baby.
For emphasis. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, there's more on your favorite relationship talk show, Sister Sister. Welcome back to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Don't forget, you can be part of this conversation. Yes, the show's interactive. Share your thoughts as well. 054-998-6996. That's our WhatsApp number. Or simply send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Better yet, like our Facebook page and join our growing community. A message from Sarah in Community 5 says, my fiance has a child who is 5 years old. The kid's mother says she'll not allow him to get married to anyone else. The lady's family gave him two options. Either he takes her back to school or marries her. My fiance...
Rewind. So
the person who's writing in is a lady.
Okay.
And her fiance has a child who's 5 years old. Okay. Now the child's mother
won't allow
Baby mama.
baby mama, right? Says she won't allow him to marry anyone else.
Okay.
And the lady's family has given him two options, that he either takes their daughter back to school or marries her. Can I continue now?
Yes.
Okay. So it says, my fiance is willing to take her back to school, but she has refused and said before she goes back to school, he has to marry her too. Now my fiance wants me to get pregnant for him so that he'll tell her that he has no option but to marry me. Dear sisters, I want to walk away even though I love him, but he won't let me. What do I do?
Walk away, Ceci.
What do you mean walk away, Ceci? Eh? Fight for it. Fight for him.
That's my slogan.
Yeah, that fights for it.
Fight for
Really?
For him.
No, they are not married. One has a child. You having a child is not a passport to marriage.
Yes.
So that's
there's
one
nothing-
sorted. Now, the family has given two options, and one option is to take their daughter back to school. Maybe the pregnancy shortened her school going, so he said, "Take my daughter back to school."
He's agreed.
He's agreed. So it means that he's bent on marrying you as the person who is the fiance. No, do you understand? He chooses you. Or
He has agreed though. But the fiance, the baby mama,
she
no,
won't agree.
it says yes, you have to marry
She
me first
doesn't
and then
have
take
a
me to
say
school.
in it. If the man chooses you, he chooses you. There's no, you see, we have. It's
But what
hard
if
time.
this gets pregnant for me so that's what the whole
The man
equation,
said-
that's what I don't understand.
And the man has spoken.
Yeah, the guy is now saying he wants her to get pregnant for him so that he will tell the baby mama that he has no option but to marry her. Do you understand?
Oh, I
That's
don't
the ridiculous
understand.
part, you know.
Oh, then,
Oh.
then I've changed.
Already,
I've changed my
hold on.
decision.
Already, he got this other woman pregnant. He didn't marry her. Now
Yeah.
he wants to come and use.
You said,
I'm
"Give
not
me a
gonna use
baby."
the word use, but right now you also want to impregnate her free and then use that as like. Why would you want to impregnate
lying.
somebody before you marry them? Like, oh, kasane kumumano. Like, excuse me. Like,
kumumano
really?
pa, gonga.
How? How do you even do that? No. Okay. He shouldn't be negotiating with you on such terms. That's where I'm coming from. He should not. What does he want to do? What does he want to do? Does he want to marry you? So then let him marry you. Depends on what you want. You want to marry him irrespective of all this wahala, baby mama, go, come. It's your choice. Decide what you want to do. You call the shots. As women as we are, we've got so much power in our, in our vulnerability, or I don't want, the word is not vulnerability, but we're very powerful and sometimes we don't know how powerful we are. If he loves you and then he wants to marry you, let him marry you. If that's what you really want, irrespective of everything that's going on, call the shots. Tell him, yes, I do want to get married, but I want to get married the right way. I don't want to be pregnant. Like, really look at the bigger picture. So what, this guy, he doesn't even have vision. Like, you get her pregnant and then her family will know that you are pregnant. Now after you have to go and pay kwasiabo or what? Like, really, are you bringing the family shame? Like, oh, Kasana, like you, like, really, my guy, no, that's not cool. You don't do that. You don't. You don't do that. So don't accept that. Don't take that rubbish. Let him know that, you know, you pride yourself. You are somebody's, you are a precious being. He can't come and just do that. He should marry you, respect you, give you all the dignity that you require there, whatever that you need. He should do what he has to do, basically. And then afterwards, he can talk about getting pregnant. So that why is he scared that you can't get pregnant? He's gotten somebody pregnant. He should be able to also get you pregnant. So that, he has a problem with this, really. I just don't get it. Cut a long story short. Let him do the right thing and tell him exactly what you want, and don't settle for anything less.
Okay.
Yes.
Breather.
Are you okay?
Yes.
I'm fine.
Okay. Marriage is a serious thing. Having a baby for somebody doesn't guarantee marriage. Or shouldn't guarantee marriage. The only thing is that once you had sex with a person and got the person pregnant and you have a child, you need to be responsible for the child. So that is your only duty. Your duty is to the children, but not to the baby mama, because you and the baby mama did it together. It was a mutual thing. The baby came out of it. The baby had no choice. Now, I've seen magagies. When I'm saying magagia, some women who have branded themselves like Midemia Magagia. If they can't have the man, nobody else can have the man. But yes, there are women who are like that. If I can't have the man, they make life miserable for you. Sometimes they even use the children to make life miserable for the other woman. But in the same vein, I've met resilient men who know exactly what they want. Now, my problem here is that the man looks like he doesn't really know what he wants. My problem is not even the other woman, because you see, if the man knows what he wants,
You
the
say,
other woman,
let me make you pregnant, and then
the other woman will say, in fact, what the terms and conditions the other woman is even giving, you, the woman, you will even know about it.
yeah, true, because he's handled it.
Because you know, he knows exactly what he wants. Look, period. I just don't want you. I will never marry you. I will never be with you. Once he knows exactly what he wants, whatever terms and conditions the other woman is facing, whatever meetings he's doing with them, maybe you know that, but you wouldn't know the details. He said this, now they said this, now they said this. My point, the man doesn't know what he wants. If the man knew what he wants, he will know how to get what he wants. Do you understand? For me, that's my biggest problem. And for him to say, look, there's nothing wrong with some people, there's nothing wrong with saying that, okay, if a baby comes, it has come. There's nothing wrong with that. But the moment he's using it as a condition that get pregnant for me so that it will be easier for me to marry you, it means that his word is not strong enough to marry you. It means that you need to give up something in order for me to convey. If I have two women who have given birth for me, or I have two women who are pregnant for me, so how do I marry both? It's impossible. Now I choose to marry number two.
Or not marry them at all.
Or not marry them at all.
Now,
for me, it depicts a man who is not sure what he really wants. He doesn't know which stage he's at. And if I would walk out of the relationship, that would be the reason why. Not because of the baby mama, but because the man does. Like I said last week on this show, that when you don't deal with exes when you are dating, they become an institution when you are married. It's like they become like, I don't know. You just can't shake them off. So if you have a man whose actions and inactions are determined by what the baby mama wants, says, conditions that they give, those conditions are going to live with you for the rest of your life. That's my problem. So you get married, you have a child, you want to do something, I won't allow you to do it unless you do the same thing for my child too. He goes to this school, and you didn't take my child to go to this school, so make sure your second child also goes to the school that my child goes to school at. I mean, they will start creating all kinds of things, for all kinds of headaches for you, and you may not have the mental age to handle all of them. So for me, if you have to walk out, it's not because you don't love him or you don't want to fight for him, but it's because the man that you're going to fight for, no, he doesn't know what he's about. If the story went like, there's a baby mama who is making life difficult for you, however, your husband or your fiancé is bent on marrying you, he's done everything possible, or maybe the baby mama came to the house to come and misbehave, and then your fiancé sat there or something, that's a different conversation to have. But this one, I think that the man doesn't know what he wants. So until the man is definite about what he wants and is man enough to let everybody know exactly what he wants, then don't put your heart inside.
Jay, I think that there's a dimension to this. I agree with the sisters that the guy is indecisive, so it makes it a bit difficult for her to stay in the relationship. But think about it. Maybe he started dating this girl innocently when she was in school, maybe going to school, whatever. This is the first girl, the baby mama, and maybe promised her heaven and earth, and then she got pregnant. Through the pregnancy and giving birth and everything, things got sour, and family said, Waremebano and all that, with the pressure and everything. Maybe he was dealing with stuff and then met you. Okay, and you've gone through, because I was just playing it out. I'm saying theirs was probably a good story, and because of pregnancy the relationship turned sour. So you can see that there's pain in the dealings of the baby mama, that you can't come and just spoil my life, bring my life to a halt and everything, and say that you are going to date another woman and go and marry another person. Aren't I good enough? Didn't you say you will marry me? Didn't you say, so there's a lot of hurt, pain and everything at the back of what she is saying. Okay, for me, if that is the story, or if that is the case, and the lady knows about it, or this lady, because now that she knows the story, like she knows what the baby mama is saying and everything, she may know the full story as well. So if it's a case like that, you need to watch this kind of person.
And if I were you, I would not be having sex with the man, because, and especially unprotected sex with this man, because if this man is bent on getting you pregnant, he will get you pregnant. He's that kind of guy. So keep your knickers on. These two.
Okay. But you know what? Aside everything, you see, I keep saying this thing that no matter how fantastic you are whilst you are dating, you see, when you are dating, promises are meant to be made. That promise is between me and you. The moment, even marriages break. Do you understand? There are people who've gotten married 4, 5, 10 children. They still go their separate ways. So what kind of promise that you can't move on with the promise? Do you understand? So I think that, look, I don't know why ladies can't. If a man wants you, the man wants you. If a man doesn't want you, he doesn't want you. Forget about all the promises. You see, it's hard to be married to somebody that doesn't want you. Maybe he's afraid of you. So he's married to you because, yes, he didn't have a choice. So he married you. Yes, you have the ring. Yes, you have the title. You are home. But he's never with you. Mentally, he's not with you. Emotionally, he's not with you. If you're not lucky, even physically, he's not with you. Yeah, he's paying the bill. So you're like a hotel mistress. And he just comes in and goes out, So all I'm saying is that, look, this whole thing about people forcing people to be together, people forcing people to do this, I mean, let's take our time with it. It doesn't matter the promises he gave the girl. It doesn't matter the conditions under which they were dating. That's the whole process of dating, courtship and everything. When it comes to pregnancy, it sits on the lap of the ladies. No matter how much a man wants to get you pregnant, you, the woman, you are the one going to carry it. So you're in control of your cycle. You're in control of your system. You're in control of whether you want to get pregnant or not. So when there's pregnancy, you, the woman, you were the one who lost guard and got pregnant. Even though the man is responsible for the action. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So this whole thing about is gotten me pregnant so by force, Charlie, it's not on. Look, I know a real life story where the guy got this girl pregnant. They were colleagues in the office. They were having some funny things in the office. So there was a period where they had to stay in the office longer than usual, like longer, 10 p.m. Some they were like 1 o'clock. So one was living somewhere, one was living somewhere. So what happened was that because of the way they had to close late and come back to work early, they ended up crashing in the girl's house because the girl's house was close to the office. Then, along the line, body no be fair, was also sokoi. Then, the next thing you know, the girl was pregnant.
What is so
Now, the guy
What is that?
had no intentions of marrying that girl. It was just because they were in a space, it was convenient, their bodies were talking, were giving them all kinds of impressions. And then after, the girl was bent. You've impregnated me. You have to. What did the girl do? Was threatening everybody that this guy was dating. Calling, you have to do this. He's impregnated me. Da 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 da. In the long run, the guy ended up marrying somebody else that he wanted to get married to. You see, so it's you. Maybe you see some
the ultimate responsibilities.
Yeah, because most of the time, some ladies, you see, gone with the days where you get pregnant for a man, and the man and the whole family feel responsible to quickly marry you, not to disgrace the family. That time is long gone. You can't trap a man with pregnancy. No, if he wants you, he wants you. If he doesn't want you, he doesn't want you. You understand? So this whole thing about, look, if the man knows what he wants, he knows what he wants. He'll get out and marry you. The man should not give you any condition whatsoever.
I agree.
That's my issue. My issue is
it's actually
the condition part
makes me
as for the
upset.
other lady, I don't know why I'm not so concerned about the other lady.
It is what
it's
it
not
is.
a marriage. If it was a marriage, that's a different thing. But this, Charlie, no.
In a
Let's
nutshell, Rosie is
move
saying, don't
on.
drop your knickers.
We've been on this for quite a bit. It's Sister on CCTV at 97.3 CFM. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Welcome back to Sister on City TV at 97.3 City FM. So 054-998-6996 is our WhatsApp number. Your comments are welcome to any of the stuff that you've heard on the show today. Plus, remember, you can follow us on our Facebook page. Search for Sister Live. Okay? All right, great. So a message here says, good evening, Jess. I've known a particular lady for 6 years and I love her a lot. I proposed to her and she said she's dating. Throughout these years, I've supported her. In a lot of things, both financially and others. Now, a few months ago, I helped her get a job at my place. A few weeks later, I brought up the proposal again, and she pleaded with me not to let this spoil our friendship. My problem is she truly dating? Am I wasting my time? I truly love her. Advice. I know, it's quite obvious, isn't it? Yes, she's dating. She told you she's dating.
Please listen, she's dating. Okay, she says she's dating, and it means that she's dating. All the favors you did for her, you did it for her because she was your friend. She also accepted it because you were her friend.
Charitable organization.
Please, I beg you, don't let this lead to... Please, I'm repeating her words to you. Don't let this lead to any spoiling of friendship. Let her do her work and be faithful to her partner. I beg you.
Do you know? Okay. Do you know what I think?
She's not lying. She's not lying.
Yeah, she's not lying. Do you know what I think is happening? I think that, you see, when you are dating somebody, it has to be defined. You have to know the areas we are going to now. Friends with benefits, it looks very nice. It looks almost like relationship, but it is not.
It's not.
So if you were friends, there was no discussion about we are boyfriend, girlfriend, is legit. We are dating, like, oh, who is your boyfriend? Who's your girlfriend? If that thing has not been discussed and settled properly, and you are shagging, it doesn't mean that you are dating, or it doesn't mean you're in a relationship. Some people confuse the moment they start getting intimate, they assume that they're in a relationship. Where the world is going now, being intimate is no guarantee of being in a relationship. At the point where you are starting a relationship, that could possibly lead to some form of marriage. It has to be clearly defined. You need to know that we are in this together. So maybe she's dating, like she said. There's somebody who has defined the whole setup, and she is cheating on that person with you occasionally. in exchange for all the help that you have been giving to her. And you're even lucky. You proposed to her. She was quick. Oh, no, I'm dating. Don't confuse the two. One is sorting each other out. I'm seriously doing my business here. Don't give yourself a non-existent heart attack. I think that you should listen to her. I know you love her. You allowed your heart to go before you defined the whole thing. That's why I keep saying on this show that, look, guys should talk. Women, you to talk. When the guy starts wanting to sleep with you, let him know or ask him, what are we getting into? What is going on here? You all need to know what is happening in your minds. Don't confuse being together and buying ice cream and occasional beggars occasional beggars to mean that you are dating. Please.
Yes.
Define the situation. So my guy, he tell you the whole story.
She's dating.
Finish. Left farm. Don't let it spoil your friendship.
We've got 4 minutes to go. Let me just move to the next. What are you going to say?
Okay. Next time, before you invest, know what you're investing into. That's all.
That's all.
Olivia.
If you run a charity too, then Charlie. All right, so Rochelle and Tema has something pretty much, straightforward. Says, good evening, sisters. My problem is my boyfriend is rude. He keeps giving me cheeky answers. He really pursued me, but now I'm unsure. When I asked him if he loved me, he said, if I can't tell, I should be there.
Hey.
He says that's him. No romantic talk.
Oh, wow.
Love
For you-
language.
Yeah, exactly, love language. I mean, for you, if it's
1 minute each.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
go ahead.
If it's a deal breaker and you can't deal with it, then it's hard. But you see, right now, this is the good parts. Right, what you guys are experiencing is the good parts because you're getting to know each other. It's all lovey-dovey and things are. Once you go past it, and so many other things come up like kids and stuff, and you don't have time for lovey-dovey, the relationship moves from lovey-dovey and thrives on respect and trust and the love is there. But it moves on respect and trust, and you should be able to communicate effectively and efficiently. So the fact that I'm not in a hurry to have a quickie with you, or I'm not excited because you just had a baby, because you have to breastfeed the baby, because there's a mortgage to sort out. That is life. So that's when the occasional text message comes in from your husband to say, I love you, or his smile, or his something, that romantic side. Well, most women.
1 minute.
It's okay.
Most women love the whole romance thing. So if you're not getting that from him and you're getting that whole hostility thing, and discuss it with him and see if that's what you really want.
Sharp.
Rude is rude. There's borderline between somebody trying to just throw sarcasm every now and then somebody being rude to you. So if you've realized that your boyfriend is being rude, make him know that it's a deal breaker for you. And if he doesn't stop, then you take action.
That's all. Rosie?
Rude is not a love language.
Thank you.
Rude is rude.
Thank you.
Adbina.
That's all.
Oh, and
Thank you very much for listening. And watching. This is Sister, and we're at the end of the show. So remember, there are various ways you can interact with us here every single week. And if you send messages that we don't immediately read on the show, have no worries. We will address them in subsequent episodes, all right? So find us on Facebook at Sister Live, or just send an email, always ahead of time, before the show goes live every week, to Jessica at cityfmonline.com. I'd so love to hear from you. Thanks for your audience, and thank you, ladies, for your time. Rosina, Olivia, and Tina will be back same time next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.